or something.
So if you want to go ahead and introduce our players.
Yeah. All right, well, in the bottom left corner, wearing the blue trunks, we have Chaos playing Protoss. And in the top right corner, or middle right corner, we have Techno from the University of Saskatchewan playing Terran pieces. Okay, we have Spam in the map.
We do. And I'll just go ahead and update that score. Regina is at 1 right now. So for those of you who are not familiar with the Collegiate Star League, essentially this is how it works. You play a best of 5 between 2 schools. So what you do on Tuesday, you get the maps that are going to be played. So what you do is you blindly submit which players are going to play on each map. And each player will, pick their respective race. Then, the next day, after all the players are submitted, you can see who you play. So, on Wednesday, Chaos found out he plays Techno. And that's pretty much how the selection works. Essentially, we play 2 1v1s. The third game is a 2v2. And then if the score is not 3-0, since it's a best of 5, we continue on to the 4th game. And if that's tied up at a 2v2, we have what's called an ace match. And what the ace match is essentially the players blindly submit their best player or the player they think will win against the player they think the other team will put on. So, and then of course that's a blind submit, and then that tiebreaker is determined, and the winner of the best of 5 becomes the winner of the match for this week in the CSL.
Right, and so it's kind of interesting when the Tuesday rolls around and the matchups are submitted. You usually have a scramble to try to download the map packs from the previous CSL matches. You're able to actually scout out your opponent and see the matches. They release the replays from every game played.
Yep, yeah, that's one of the good things about playing in this format, because you know beforehand who you're going to play. And that way you can go and check out the player, see what builds he does in certain maps, what are his strengths, weaknesses. Back to the game, Chaos has just stolen Techno's gas, and that's actually a frustrating situation to be in as Terran, because a Terran army against Protoss, or against actually almost any race, unless you're going heavy Marines, they're not going to be able to get a good gas economy until they destroy that assimilator.
Yeah, and so I've actually been talking to Chaos, and one of the real frustrations he's had is with the Terran 111 all in. It's actually, if you don't scout it, and it's really hard to scout, you basically lose. You have to have preparation for it. Stargate is the ultimate counter, but it could be a fake 111. So we see him getting an early expand because he feels safe that the 111 is not coming because the gas has been stolen.
Right.
So there will be this 2 racks pressure at some point, but he'll be more comfortable defending that.
Okay, that's some good insight for sure. So, for Chaos's plan? You mentioned you were talking to him. What is he planning on doing after he's if he's stopped the 111, or if it's not a 111?
Well, I had talked to him a bit in the past, and he didn't have a. Somebody's trying to Skype me here. He didn't have a full battle plan, but he did know he was planning going into this that he was going to steal the gas and get an expand. Just the reasoning being that the 111 is something he's had no success with.
Oh, okay, yeah. Right now, the state of Protoss versus Terran is actually in Terran's favor. You see it all over the place in GSL, at MLG. So it's kind of a tough situation for Protoss players to be in. I know because, I've had to deal with some pretty disgusting things against Terran. So Terran's still OP. It's been a year. Terran's still OP.
Well, if you look at the latest race graphs, it shows that Protoss is actually at the low end of things, and Zerg and Terran are up near the top. So that was surprising from all the issues I usually hear are Zerg related. Mm-hmm. But Protoss has been having a lot of trouble with the infestors, and there's a lot of incoming nerfs.
Yeah, and as some of us know already, it's kind of depressing to hear. But they're making the Ultralisk viable, hopefully. So, there's a big push coming on with a lot of SCVs. So I don't know. Chaos he's only got 2 stalkers. I think this is going to be the end of the game. That bunker's going down.
Yeah, he's going to lose his expand for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really any hope for that. He's got the 4 gate, but I mean, research is done, but he didn't switch his. While he's microing there, he didn't switch to warp gate.
Right.
So now he's half a cycle behind.
And those 3 bunkers are going up, so he's going to lose that expansion for sure. Meanwhile, Techno's taking his expansion of his own. So go ahead.
In this case, the gas deal really backfired on him because the pressure turned out to be more than the deal.
He definitely. It seems that Chaos definitely thought he was in a situation where he could sit back and just macro up, but clearly that was. Oh, and he's going to slash dance, but he's got the French keyboard selected, so he can't dance his Marines. Ooh, that's some. Oh, that's embarrassing. And if I was Chaos right now, I'd be red faced right now. That's
nothing's worse than the French slash dance.
Yeah, I know.
The guys don't even do anything. It's just embarrassing for you.
Exactly. I always hate when that happens, when you're trying to type slash and it's like, oh, why does Windows think I have Canadian-French keyboard going on? I just want international. It's kind of frustrating.
And does anyone actually know the key to undo the French mode on your keyboard?
I don't know. I just kind of like minimize and switch it.
Oh, really? I just smash the keyboard with both my hands until something happens. But no, I think your strategy might be good too.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like this Chaos was able to defend his main, but losing that expansion puts him so far behind. Techno is now on 2 bases, mining quite nice. If we look at that income tab, it is disgusting. We've got 10 or 11 more harvesters and double the income for the Terran players. So Chaos right now is at a huge disadvantage. I mean, when you take that early expansion, like as a Zerg player, I know like if you take that early expansion and you lose it, you more or less have lost the game unless you can somehow macro up and take that back. So the only way I see Chaos coming back is if Techno stops being aggressive and starts teching up and not putting any aggression on Chaos, so Chaos can freely take that base. I think Chaos still thinks there's bunkers down here, so he didn't immediately retake that expansion.
Well, I think at this point it's too late to retake the expansion anyways. He's going to make a desperation move. You see the Warp Prism coming out. He's going to probably drop some Zealots in the back because he doesn't have the money or the economy to throw down Dark Templars.
Right.
I mean, that's the usual desperation move, but he's so far behind he can't even do that. Mm-hmm. It's really more or less over for him. He might try a risky, take a risky expand somewhere else. I'm looking at the map. The golds are a little too obvious, I think.
Mm-hmm. Especially they're kind of they're out of position too. I mean
and actually the Warp Prism was just scouted by a lone Marine in his natural, so that's not going to do anything.
Yeah, unless he didn't see it. I mean, you never really know. Like we're not talking about the highest level player right here. I mean, like looking at your mini map is a good skill to have, but it looks like he's not reacting to it. So it looks like that Warp Prism is going to go unscouted. Drop a couple Zealots and probably warp some in, unless this. This is a pretty.
Oh, lucky terrain there, because that would have been the end if he's got stim and concussive. Well, he doesn't actually have stim yet, but does he have concussive?
Yeah, he does have concussive shells. He's got stim and combat shield on the way. So warping in some Zealots. These units are actually out of position. So if Chaos can do some like decent damage here in the main with his Zealot force, I can see But I mean, this is such a big push. And the medevacs are out. I mean, this is not looking good for Chaos. Loading up his medevacs going to be dropped. Going on. So those Zealots cleaning up some SCVs, but I mean, he's on 2 bases, so there's obviously not going to be much going on, and he's pulling his forces back.
Well, I mean, his natural probably has more harvesters than the guy's Chaos's main. So, I mean, this is a good move, but if he doesn't get out of here and he loses any of this, which these Marines might do.
Right. Yeah. So, drop going on in Chaos's natural right now. His units are out of position, so I think this is going to effectively lose him. This will be like the final blow right here. Chaos is just going to go in there with his units, see what he can do, but...
Well, I think this is all falling apart. If you look at his resources tab,
I'd like to see some force fields here on this ramp. I mean, you could clear out this natural expansion pretty easy. I mean, it's not going to do anything.
The mother of all Artosis pylons, though.
Yeah. Oh, I missed the Artosis pylon. Oh my goodness. That is a huge blunder. The Artosis pylon, and the University of Saskatchewan will take Game 2 on MLG iCup test bug.
So I'm going to